This is a souvenir of the one time I was not right. And hello.
Welcome to the Serenity Podcast.
I'm Tracy, also known as Phoenix Fire on Ravelry and Phoenix Fire Knits on Instagram.
And I'm Beth, and I'm Witty Knitting on Ravelry and Instagram.
The intro wasn't as funny as I thought it would be because I had to check to see that recording button was on after I looked up. So much.
Well, Tracy doesn't like the moment when she's looking for the button. So now we're just going to enter this way.
Yeah, I have very, very bad vision.
That's less awkward.
That's for sure. Oh.
So you can't hear that.
I can't hear that.
Excellent. My girls' room is right above me, and it sounds like someone is like sawing with a handsaw. It's like shunka shunka shunka.
You should have gotten them power tools for Christmas instead of those old-timey hand tools.
They do actually have a play saw. That's probably what it is.
Well, my kids had that too. I miss those
Shall
days.
we discuss what we're wearing?
Yes. This is my third and final. It's actually the second one I made, but my third one looked so much like that one that I had to wear that first because those are my favorite colors. This one was the first one that I decided I could do this in partly fingering weight held double. So I have a Woolmiza collar. Yeah, I think it's the Field Mouse color. It was held double. And the two other colors are Farm Girl fibers that I picked up at Black Mountain Yarn Shop. Don't remember what colors they are, but they're really pretty, and they're on my Ravelry page. Should look those up.
So you did just 3 colors?
Yes. Well, no, 4, because I think this is also Suburban Stitcher from the first one, and maybe the second one too. That color goes a long way. The background color behind the arrows, it really goes a long way. So I'm pretty sure I used that one again, and then the Woolmiza held double, and then I had two colors of pink from Farm Girl fibers.
Okay. So mine is the one that I wore before, but I actually blocked it and knit some sleeves, and now I love it.
I do love your sleeves.
I still feel, okay, so I still feel a little awkward just with this length, but I don't know. I think it looks kind of cute. So I have sleeves now down almost to my elbow, and I love them. And oh, now my yarn is caught in my chair wheel. I cannot solve this problem later because I'm knitting on this right now. Oh boy.
That's happened every time I've tried to knit at my desk at work. Like if the kids are working on something quietly and I'm like, I can't just put my knitting under my desk and I can knit while they work and watch them across the room, and then I end up rolling back in my chair and like, no, my yarn is in my desk.
Really, really in there. All right, well. Now I don't know what to do.
I can pass you another project. That would be so cool if that worked. Like you can work on my sock.
I wish. Do I just break it?
Is that bad?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to waste all of our time trying to get my yarn on my chair.
We're interested. Hold up the chair and show us.
I know you're kidding, but
No, I was not. Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's in there.
Roll the wheel in the opposite direction that the yarn has rolled in.
It keeps spinning.
Now do this in front of 30, 15-year-olds and you'll know my life.
Now Now where is it? Now I can't even see the other end of. Okay.
Crisis averted.
Averted.
And I'm sure that clip will end up somehow in the beginning or the end of the next episode.
And after this, no one will ever watch again because they have better stuff to do than watch me.
First
I'm not keeping my project bag on the floor anymore. Okay.
The Beth girl was rude that time. And then that Tracy one is gross and put surprise in her frosty.
Oh.
Everybody unsubscribed.
Just kidding. I do that too. So apparently it is a...
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Sorry, kids.
Okay, so yeah, Soldotna, Suburban Stitcher yarns. I've talked about it before. But I like it now. And I'm knitting, later we'll talk about our new Copycat KAL. And I'm going to knit another Soldotna that I'm copying someone on Instagram. So I'm very excited about that.
I could have, my second one could have been copycatting that one and I didn't even do it on purpose. Yeah, that'd be fun. So what got tangled up in your wheels?
So this is my A-frame sock that I'm knitting. It's by Morgan of ShopKnittingNellie. And the yarn is the Teeny Button Studios yarn that I just got in that Winter Wishes winter sock swap something that I did. So this is the, I wrote it down so I wouldn't have to sit here and go, Merry and Bright sock set. And it's so pretty. And I got this cute little snowman in that swap too. And he matches my project. And I have the first sock done already.
It's so pretty.
It is so pretty. Oh my gosh, I just love it. So yeah, that's what I'm working on.
That's exciting.
What are you working on?
My sock is boring. It's just stripes.
It's pretty though.
They are pretty. It is Fibernymph Dyeworks in the Life Goals colorway. And I got this from my summer 24 Days of Cheer partner, who was also named Stephanie. Bizarre. I've been in this swap for 4 years and I've had 3 partners named Stephanie. And they're all awesome, but I hadn't thought about it until I was doing that Advent, the Vlogmas, and I was like, wait a minute.
That's funny.
Partners, except for Emily, we're named. Okay. So yeah, so that was, it's a fairly newish skein considering I've been knitting with a lot of old stuff. I got this in July. But Fibernymph is one of our vendors at ZK this year. And so I waited until yesterday and cast on during my Zoom knit group. So this will be for our first month in the ZK Knit Along. Go Team Plains.
We're on different teams this year.
Different teams. Oh, and check out, if you have not seen this, I Instagrammed it because I was so excited. It is a tiny little crock pot. And it has a mushroom on it. It looks just like my grandma's old crock pot, and I could not resist.
That's adorable.
I think I've got this much done since we've been sitting here waiting to get started. We had so much to talk about.
Did. Well, and we yeah. I think we need to do an entire special episode on, like a family episode with my family and your family, and we tell you all the winter snow things and see what you think.
Yeah, that would be fun. So it started during Vlogmas when she took the family to the car wash and to get ice cream and look at Christmas lights. And then my child said, why would they eat ice cream in Minnesota in winter? Isn't that too cold? And I was like, no, it's never too cold for ice cream. So then but my husband, who watched the same episode, and he wasn't concerned about the ice cream. He's like, did you notice that when they went into the car wash, the doors closed behind them? We don't have doors on the car wash, it's wide open. And if the car wash is closed, there's just a sign on top of the place where you put in money saying closed. So you can't put your money in, you just drive away. So we found that really interesting. So now we start making lists of weird things from our parts of the country that other people would not understand. So I was trying to get them the idea of what I was talking about. So I asked, up north, do you have like, does the air blow out? And when you go into a grocery store or something, the air, like there's air blowing out so that bugs can't fly in behind you. I've always thought that was weird.
I mean, I've never heard of it before, but it's brilliant.
Apparently it's not just grocery stores, but any place with the big automatic doors, that real burst of air as you're walking through. Just to keep bugs out, mosquitoes out. So
I house should have that.
Once an episode. Is this weird? Is this weird segment? Have doors that close behind you on the car wash? I thought, well, I didn't notice, but Michael thought so. Start thinking about more things. We need to keep going before this is 2 hours.
We do need to keep going. Okay. So finished things?
Finished things. I have one more work in progress. Do you?
Oh, I do too, actually.
I thought you did.
Sorry. My badness.
I have this tall, awkward bag that I love so much.
Do you really?
I do love it so much.
I was really disappointed when I finished it. That it was so tall and awkward.
Oh, it's awesome. And it's so pretty. And it has the most amazing sweater in it. So the first time since she was like maybe 7, my daughter has asked for a sweater. And it's supposed to be the same shape as the sweater she has that she loves, and the same size. So we measured against it. And this is the Cozy Classic Raglan by Jessie Maed Designs. And she didn't want it in wool because she didn't want it to be too hot. And I was like, well, I don't knit and things besides wool. So I found this yarn on Knit Picks. It's Kindred DK. And it is a cotton alpaca blend.
Oh, nice.
It is so soft. It's knitting up. I really hate knitting with cotton. It doesn't feel like knitting with cotton. It's incredible. So I'm kind of torn between hoping that she decides this is her favorite sweater she's ever had, and hoping she's like, oh, you can have it. I think I'm going to go with, I hope it's her favorite sweater ever, because I can always make my own. And I also have a snowman. Did I give you a snowman too in your advent? A snowman.
Don't know.
Like we got a matching set of stitch markers this year.
I have a cute little Christmassy set.
Yeah, you might have. I don't remember what was in that one.
But I'm saving them for next Christmas.
That sounds like something I would do. Yeah.
Like I have a whole set of things that I'm saving for like, probably like November 1st. And then that I'll use that whole season.
I do that too. I just put most of my Christmas bags and stitch markers and stuff. But I figured a snowman, we haven't even gotten to snow season in North Carolina yet. So I'll put him away in February. We don't have snow by February. I'm going to figure it's a bust. We're good for now. Wait, let me get the show this awesome bag again. It's so pretty.
I do love that fabric.
Oh, and I found this. I use this zipper pull that I think matches it perfectly. It's like this little gnome church. I don't know exactly what building it is, but it looks so much like the buildings. It lives here now.
Did I make you a strap to go on it?
No, but I have a strap to go on it too.
I was gonna say, I don't remember doing
that. So I added my own strap and it matches perfect.
Oh, I love it. I've been meaning to make myself a Christmas bag with that fabric since you got that.
You need to.
Okay, so you're good on whips, right?
I'm going right now. I finished everything up before the end of the year. I put 100 squares on my blanket, this feels like. I did 28 squares on my blanket.
That's a lot. I've been working on my crochet blanket. I was trying to catch up again and use up all the minis from my advent from Tracy. I'm close. This is day 20. So when you roll it up, I made a magic ball out of what was left because I'm like, well, I don't know. Then I don't have to stop and wind and stop, but that's a lot of yarn.
It's a lot of yarn.
So
good together. That's an accident.
I don't know where I was the last time I showed it on the podcast, but I asked Matt the other day, I'm like, can you see where the Tracy yarn starts? And he's like, no. Because I feel like it's a little bit more, I don't know, I can just, okay, make words and sentences. So Tracy yarn starts here and up this way, and I just feel like it's so Tracy to me that it's like this big giant Tracy stripe, and I love it.
That's hilarious.
But can't you see?
It does look like me. I don't know what that means.
It means you like blue and green and yellow.
I do a lot.
And green.
Yeah. And the current stripe is Rock and String in the Starry Night color.
Yes, which is so fun. With little blips of white. So that's really taken a lot of, I always feel like when I work on this, I haven't made much progress for the amount of time I've put into it. But when you consider how big it is,
it's huge.
It's pretty huge. It covers me now, like the width of it covers the length of me. So it's like,
hold that, yeah, hold that up while I hold up my finished object, because it's the same color.
Except a lot lighter.
It's the same colors.
I love it.
Really pretty.
I love it.
Of course, I would think so, because I think this is really pretty.
And now I see people doing like temperature tracker blankets and temperature tracker projects, and I'm like, oh, I really want to do one, but
You have a lot more color in yours than I would.
Probably. Yeah, that's very true. But I don't want to, I think a blanket would be so cool, but I just know I wouldn't keep up with it, and then I would get mad, and then I would never finish it.
You could do a cowl.
What was that?
The temperature tracker cowl.
That's what I was thinking, because I'm like, well, there's just one row a day or one round a day. I think I'm going to do something.
I would definitely be a color block if I did that.
And my 4-year-old Aspen is obsessed with my crochet blanket.
Aww.
And she's always asking, can I snuggle in it? Can I have it? Like, when I'm done.
With crochet, can't you just like, it's not gonna unravel.
No, it won't unravel, but it'll get, the yarn is attached and it'll get all knotted up, and nah. I told her it can be hers when it's done.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I'll start another one. I think it's just something I'm always gonna have going on because it's fun. And I always have fingering weight yarn scraps around. So
that is true.
That is all I have for whips. I have 3 finished things.
I have 2 finished things. So you go first.
Okay. I finished this handspun hat, which looks so huge.
So
but it is dense. Like, there is not much give. And I knit it on size 8 needles, and I started from the top and went down so that I could just kind of wing it and make it as big as I needed to, rather than casting on and guessing and having to restart a bunch of times. This is out of some of my very first handspun, which actually, like, it doesn't look totally hideous.
Oh.
Knit up.
Oh, not at all.
So it was very, very thick and thin. And then it goes into more purple because I ran out of the original yarn, and it's all malabrigo fiber. I think the colorways were Arco, Iris, and Diana, I think. But it is crazy warm. And I love it. And I feel like it doesn't look ridiculous when it's on. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. And it's so warm.
I like that long brim.
Me too. Thank you. So my husband wants one, but maybe not in those colors. That's what he said.
Okay. Well, good for him, because you don't have any more of those colors.
Yeah. Well, there. I should make him like a plain gray hat and put like a rainbow pom-pom on it.
Oh, he'd love that.
And then I also finished this handspun cowl. Why are you laughing at me?
I just think you look like you're rob a bank.
this is the Bandana Cowl by Purl Soho. I used fiber from Banshee Fiber Art Studio because I liked the colors. And I did fractal spinning, and it did what it was supposed to do, so that's cool.
It matches your sweater.
Kind of, yeah.
It reminds me of my friend who told me that she had to go to the drugstore to pick up a prescription for her husband, and she was stressed and upset, and then she got all the way to the drugstore and realized that she forgot her mask. And so she went in like this. And they showed her with her mask right at the door that she had walked through in all of her stress. And I was like, you know, a year ago at this time, they would have called the police if you had walked in like that. And another like, oh, how considerate. She just forgot her mask.
There have definitely been times I get to school and I realize I've forgotten my mask, but I have like 10 masks in my desk at school. So I just go in like this and just beeline for my classroom. Nobody breathe. And then I started and finished this yesterday. Yay for bulky yarn. This is a No Worries hat by Stephanie Lotven, and she is Telly Bean Knits. And she's also one of the designers for the ZK retreat, so I'm getting bonus points for that. And this is knit in Lamb's Pride Bulky in the mulberry colorway. And I've had this in stash for a very, very, very long time. And this is a belated Christmas present for someone.
Aww.
So.
Hope their ears aren't cold waiting for it.
Right? And this one is less enormous, and I'm going to put a pom-pom on it. This one I don't know if I will. I mean, it's loud enough all by itself. But I do love a good pom-pom.
Same. Especially if you get them for free on the ground.
Yeah. Need a gutter palm.
Palms. Ugh. I'm out of stock though.
Yeah, there was only ever one. Darn it.
I dropped that one too. I was glad that Stephanie was going to be a sponsor, not a sponsor, a designer, showcase designer again this year.
She wasn't last year, right?
And I had a couple of her patterns ready to go, and then was like, oh, do I knit them anyway like normal people, or do I just save this whole entire project for a full year? So guess what I did?
Saved it for a year. That's what I did. Not with that one, but I have other plans.
You've already seen this, but this is my Advent cowl.
So pretty.
So gorgeous. It's mostly yarns I knit with in 2020. Then I added in a few from our, gosh, my light's weird. Added a few from our ZK mini skein swap, our traveling swap. Wow, that was fun. That was a wild ride. But they're, I think both browns were from you.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah.
Other one, but yeah, I really like them. They're on my project page. I list every single yarn on my project page. And one of the blues, maybe this one, either this one or this one, was also from the swap. Sorry, I took it before you got it. You did not get this blue. But
it's okay. There's tons of good yarn in there.
Yeah. I think it's a really good length because I mostly just like wear it open. But then if it happens to get cold one day, I can double it. And it's still not so tight around my neck that it's uncomfortable. I'm not really good with things tight around my neck. Which I don't understand because in the early 2000s when turtlenecks were all the rage, I could wear those. Well, people change.
What pattern was that one?
That was the Fred and George's Crazy Cowl.
Okay.
Yeah, by Lydia Brown. And I also finished Michael's, speaking of crazy, look at this sock.
Oh my gosh. They're so fun.
Two. One of them was more zigzag. This one's the second sock because it's more zigzaggy. And this one was really like this transition was a lot smoother, but yeah, it was just I was so worried that this one was going to knit up in this awesome spiraling stripe. And then this one was going to be like all the red, all the green, zigzag of red here. But yeah, it worked out pretty well. And that's really funny too, because, you know, you remember variegated yarn. Oh, I got peanut brittle in it.
Dang it.
Love peanut brittle. My mom made me some for Christmas. I got it stuck in his sock. I got some in my eye.
What?
I put in this peanut brittle and I got a piece stuck in my eye. I was so upset. I was like, I don't want to go to the emergency room because of a peanut brittle injury. Oh my gosh. Oh, the memory. Accidentally knitted this up. But what I was going to say was it spirals so nicely and all of a sudden the cuff, it starts going the opposite way.
Doesn't like ribbing.
But both of them did it. That's so funny. Variegated yarn is crazy.
It is crazy.
Why do we love this so much? I don't even
still have so much of it.
I didn't want to mess up the stripe, so he's got a weird, it's like a sock monkey mouth.
Anybody want some variegated yarn?
I think I'm done. I'm done with it. I have most of mine back here in this thing. I still need to work through eventually. Yeah, Michael doesn't care. He will wear crazy stuff. I'm just so happy they stripe though. They're so cute. And this is Lorna's laces, the sport weight, Shepherd Sport, a zombie barbecue. I'll take you right back to 2010. Is it 2010, 2012, and that was a really popular color?
It doesn't feel that long ago.
It's been a long time.
Am I gonna end up not enjoying all of my speckled yarn in like 10 years?
Oh, speckles are forever.
I think so.
What do you think? Because they were around
so.
Boygu House speckles for so long, and 716 I think was the first indie dyer that I bought speckles from, and that was a long time ago too.
I think mine was Cakewalk Yarns.
Oh yeah, Cakewalk.
That was good yarn.
That was good yarn. But yeah, I still love my 716 speckles. So I think we're gonna love them forever. I think so.
I hope so.
Because at least you know sort of what to expect. I think that was the downfall of the variegated craze. You never knew what you're gonna get.
Very true.
That is it for me.
So, should we show our new things and then we'll talk prize winners and new knit along?
I got so much new stuff, which is weird for me. It's mostly from her.
So, I just have two new things. Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't show like most of my amazing Advent swap package. So Tracy gave me all sorts of amazing things all month. And this one was my full skein on Christmas Day, which isn't as pretty as it was because I already had to open it up and look at it. Because, okay, it was so pretty and beautiful, and it's Knox Yarn Co. in the Winter Mirth colorway. And when I opened it up, all of these beautiful orange yellow speckles popped out. I was just so excited. So it's this kind of like gray, blue, teal in a lot of areas. It's not really showing up how it looks, but there are lots of pretty speckles. So I love this. And I love too that it's not like, not in your face Christmassy, but I feel like I can just work on it in the winter and not feel like I'm just knitting Christmas socks, because I kind of have this idea that I want to knit a ton of Christmas socks. And then my stress knits full skein was called Christmas Wrapping. So it's this pretty, like, there's lots of minty greens and a little bit of sage green and some, I don't know, pinky brownie sections.
I love her aesthetic.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I have one skein. One skein I am hoarding. It's in the I Smell Snow colorway. It's got to be the perfect project. Oh, and speaking of, all right, so you've all been around for the wild ride, which was my Advent calendar this year. Thanks, Postal Service. It was crazy. So finally, I'd gotten in touch with somebody who worked in basically the dead letter office and said, hey, here's my tracking. Do you have any advice for this package? And he's like, if it's been that long and it hasn't left St. Paul yet, it's probably damaged. And so you're going to need to do this form. They sent me a link. and explain what it looks like and what's inside, so that if they have this damaged package, they can match it up with that and get it to you. And also, did you know you're supposed to put a copy of your mailing label inside of your package before you seal it in case of that happening? Because it happens more often than you might think.
Did not know that.
From now on,
Good to know.
So I didn't know what my package looked like. So I sent that to Beth, who did all of that stuff, and within like 2 hours, I got a notification. And I was like, oh, that must have been it. It must have been sitting in Burlington, and they didn't know who it belonged to. And so she sent that in, and they were able to match it up. Nope, it was just sheer coincidence.
So, but do you think it was coincidence, or was it just buried somewhere and they're like, oh crap, this has been missing for a month, we should maybe actually look for it?
Well, no, here's the thing. There's also, so I did a lot of research on packages and stuff because I was just, just doing it. I'm trying to figure out, is there any way to find this thing, or is it just going to sit there? And there was an Etsy seller who had started a thread on what to do if your customer's package has not moved in a long time. Because I feel so awful for people who they paid hundreds of dollars for advent calendars, and they got the notice that it was shipped, but it never moved. And then they're contacting the person who sold it to them, but it's not their fault. It's just so much stress this Christmas with stuff like that. So she said that she had called, I forgot exactly who, but she called somebody who got her in touch with a person in charge, and then within 45 minutes, her package was moving. And she's like, is it a coincidence? And someone replied, probably. And she's like, well, maybe, or maybe just putting it out there in the universe. I mean, she really thought that calling that person got her package found immediately. So I don't know if that's true, or if it's just the way things work. I don't know.
We waited a long time. It had been almost an entire month. Yeah. And I had put I thought I had already done everything I could do. I didn't know about this extra magical step where you list out everything that's in the box and blah, 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 blah. And because I had already started like an investigation or whatever. So I thought that's what I was doing. Like I thought, hey, someone's going to go look for this. And that had been a few days too, or a week or something. And then within 2 hours of me filling out this form detailing everything, it suddenly, I don't know.
Damn, there it is. Yeah. It's either a huge coincidence or we finally got someone's attention. I don't know, but it made it, and it was so exciting. It was a long awaited, and I'm still opening it.
I was gonna say, so have you not opened everything? Because now I don't know what you've opened and what you haven't.
I have the 14th through the 20th left to open. Still opening one a day. But I get really sad after Christmas, and this has kept me from having that sadness, because I wake up and I'm like, oh, gotta go back to work soon. Oh, I have a present to open. And that really helps. So everything came in this amazing bucket bag. The drawstring. That's, oh my gosh, it's amazing. And then I wasn't gonna put any pins on it because I want to mess up the wax canvas. What happened to my light all of a sudden? I don't know what's happening. But it matched it so perfectly. This one had to go on it. It says measure twice, cut once.
Oh my gosh.
A knife and a yarn ball. And the green is the exact color green as the fabric. So yeah, it had to go there. So that was amazing. And I had seen also, so I was like, okay, these cannot just go on my blanket because they have to stay together, because I think this just sums up 2020. Does it not? It's just not a metaphor for 2020. So I felt like they had to be in a project together. And I saw someone who had done all of her minis into a sweater. She held her minis double with a strand of mohair, and it looked really good. But she's finishing up now, and she added, I think, 8 extra minis. Do I really want to add extra minis? I kind of just want it to be these. And then I thought, well, I could also stripe them in with my skein from last year's Advent swap, or my stress knits, because that makes me think of you also. But it did get, and KnitPicks was having a huge sale, and mohair is not really my thing, but this is baby alpaca and silk.
Ooh.
It's got a little halo to it. It's just white. It's 880 yards, and it was like $6. Ridiculous. So I got 2 of those, and I'm thinking I could hold that double with some minis. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do yet, but they're gonna be together. So they're gonna stay together for a little while longer. And their beautiful bucket bag while I decide what they're gonna be.
I don't remember what yarns I sent you. That might it might end up looking planned.
Well, yeah, there's some, and it's funny because I'm not opening them in order, but I am labeling them. I mean, because I did when it arrived, I did like day 1 and what day? 21.
Yep.
Those on the same day, and then 2 and 22 on the same day, and then after the 24th, I just start opening one a day. And they every time I opened up 2 on the same day, I'm like, oh, these could be cousins. It's almost every time. The yarns were so similar. They're not all similar. It's just that it just happened those 2 seem to match up. So yeah, they're so cute. They're so cute. So there'll be something. I don't know if they're going to be like maybe a dust of snow wrap. I thought about doing like another cowl and then saving half of each one so they could still go on the blanket. So I only need 5 grams from a blanket. So they're gonna sit there together, and I'm gonna think on them for a little bit. So also in the long-awaited but well worth it package, there is a skein of dumpster fire sock yarn, Earl Grey fibers. And it came with a note that said you might want to cast these on before 2020 is over. And then I decided these are going to be the sock I would take with me when I get my vaccine.
Yes.
We're going to dumpster fire while I'm getting my vaccine eventually.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
I'm phase 1B. Teachers got moved up.
Yep.
But first they're talking about moving teachers down, and the meat packers were going to take our spot, which I completely understand. But I want my vaccine. And then we got moved up. So that was exciting. Still waiting. It'll happen. And day 25. Button.
Isn't it so pretty?
I love all of her colors, but her Christmas colors this year, she outdid herself on Christmas colors. This is Christmas Tree Farm.
This was one of this year's.
Oh.
And I also have a Christmas Tree Farm set because I couldn't resist.
Hey, they're not that Christmassy. We could twin with these. We could totally twin with these. Oh, okay, back to dumpster fire. Carrie's dumpster fire arrived.
It did.
I said it was the 27th, 28th. I mean, I mailed it on the 2nd of December. And it left Greensboro 3 times. It kept coming back and leaving again. I was like, another metaphor. 2020, that her dumpster fire can't even be delivered. It's ridiculous. So it's like, but she's already put her Christmas decorations up and she just got one. But I think dumpster fires are a year-round thing. It doesn't have to be just a...
She has a pretty sweet craft room. She could just keep that thing up, hanging in there somewhere all the time.
I just kept watching the tracking over that going, are you kidding me? What the heck? But it finally happened. But these are the exact colors of our Kino Knits dumpster fires. So our ZK Knit group are all sporting on the tree this year. And in my 24 days of cheer swap, my final color was from Lydia Yarns.
Ooh.
Urban Jungle. It's got grays and greens and some yellow. Lydia is an acronym for Luxury Yarn Dyed in America. And
I didn't know that.
She was localish to me. She was a South Carolina dyer. So I would see her at all the fiber festivals. She was at Into the Wool and SAF and all the places. She was in my gang. I think my husband posted a picture of my knitting gang one day in their podcast.
Yes.
I'm sure he'll do it again. But now she's in Seattle, so I haven't seen her in a while. So, but I do love a good skein of Lydia yarn. She's an amazing dyer, and that was from Stephanie. 24 days of Cheers swap partner. And we did have some folks who were messaging us about our advents, and someone said that we should do a advent swap in our through our podcast next year. But Beth and I have had our last swap was a kerfuffle, so I'm not sure we're ready to host a swap again anytime soon. But I do highly recommend 24 Days of Cheer. On Ravelry, they are For the Love of Minis, and I'll put it in the show notes because it's spelled differently than you might expect. So I'll link that. But they do twice a year swaps now. We do one in December and one in July, and it's a lot of fun.
I would totally be up for hosting a swap of some kind. And okay, but if we do a, you know, an Advent swap, Tracy's my partner. Like that's just a thing. So
yeah, we know each other now.
But if we did like a one person to one person, or even around like that could be figured out. We did kind of a risky swap where there was one box that went from place to place to place to place to place. Well, then if one person drops the ball for whatever reason, you know, whoever's left on the list is out of luck. And it all ended up resolved for an amount of time.
So everybody who wanted to swap still swapped.
Yep. So, but no, I would be. We could do a swap sometime. I love doing I actually really love organizing swaps. Oh. So I'd be all about that.
If you're still interested in doing one through our group, keep hounding Beth. Yeah. I'm not too excited about it. But there is a group that already does that on Raglan, and they are amazing. And it's hosted by Hot Pink Socks on Instagram, Stephanie.
Stephanie's are, there's going to be, that's funny because.
I have to name Stephanie on the group, but it does help.
Maybe I'll jump right into, can we do prize winners now?
I think we can do prize winners now. Our first one is over.
I'm so excited. Okay, so I went and made a spreadsheet because I don't know if you know this about me, but I love a good spreadsheet. I'm such a nerd. Everyone at work like teases me about it, but then also needs my help when they need to do fancy things with their spreadsheets. So I made a spreadsheet of all the, because I don't know how people do Instagram drawings otherwise. Like, is there a fancy, easy way? I don't know. I put everyone in a spreadsheet and I did a random number generator, and then wherever they were on the spreadsheet, that's how I did it. So the winner of the Whimsy Stitches project bag and the Lola Bean Trolla yarn, which was exclusive to ZK last year, and the colorful eclectic minis that coordinate with it, which I got at ZK 2019.
No, you did. It's like, no, you did not. Yes, you did. Did not before, but we didn't go the year before.
No, I know, that was a huge mistake. Well, it was fine. I had a baby. It wouldn't work. Anyway, I'm done having babies. I've been having babies every other ZK, it seems like, for the last 5 years. Okay, so the winner of this was Stephanie, Edible Thoughts Makes. So on Instagram, she's edible.thoughts.makes. And it was her High Desert Socks was the post that won this for her. And that makes me really happy because she's in Minnesota and she has a podcast. Have you watched it? Because I told you about it a while ago. Okay.
I'm so behind on things right now after Vlogmas, but
yes, I didn't really watch very many. I have lots of catching up to do, which is fun. And actually Stephanie did another Stephanie. She did Vlogmas, but did like just a weekly. So like week 1, 2, 3, 4, and had little clips throughout the days, and then just did one at the end of the week. And I'm like, ooh, I could see doing that more than every day. Just not the recording every day, but editing every other day, and then not even doing it. I got overwhelmed and I didn't even do my part.
It's hard. I had an editor and it was still hard.
Okay, so Stephanie won this. So I will get this in the mail probably on Monday. And you should watch her podcast. It is, I think it's called Edible Thoughts Makes. But if you find her on Instagram, you'll be able to find a link to it. And on Instagram, she's edible.thoughts.makes.
Did find her on Instagram.
And she's, oh my gosh, you will love her podcast because I fangirl over her. I think she's so cool. And she is always knitting like all sorts of fun, different bright colors. And yeah, I really like her. So I was happy that she won that. And then we're doing 2 pattern prize winners. And Tracy is going to be in charge of that.
Yes.
So any pattern up to $10, and you can choose on Ravelry, or if you're not able to use Ravelry, just let Tracy know what pattern you want or how to get it to you. Ravelry is just the easiest because you can gift it directly there. And so those winners were Chrissy Hollerman, who I know in real life. So yay, Chrissy! So she's Chrissy.Hollerman on Instagram, and she won with one of her many dishcloths that she entered. And then their other pattern prize winner was Windy Brook Spins, and she won with her Wayfarer mitts, which were the first post of anyone for the KAL. So I thought that was cool. And she knit a ton of stuff.
Yes, she's prolific.
Yes, she was amazing. So those are our winners. And okay, so Chrissy and Cayenne, I think is her name. Is that how you say it? Cayenne? Like the pepper?
I'm not sure.
So Windy Brook Spins can message.
We'll put that in the show notes. Let us know in the comments how to say your name.
Oh, so, yes, please. I assume it's like Cayenne. But if not, let me know. Because we've been Instagram friends for a long time, and I should know how to say your name.
That was horrible people who would just assume her name is Wendy.
Well, it's not Wendy, it's Windy. Windy, like the wind. Can't you do that?
I know this intellectually, but if I met her in person, I'd probably call her Wendy. Oh, you're lucky I didn't call you Winnie.
So Chrissy and Wendy talk to Tracy. Stephanie, talk to me, because I would like, if you find out here, I feel like that's more fun than getting a random message from one of us that's like, hey, you won this thing on my podcast that you haven't watched yet. So, and if it's been a long time and you haven't gotten back to us, we'll find you.
We'll do the best we can. But all our information will be in the show notes. Yes. And if we forget, Cheryl, let us know.
Grandma Cher is always there. Keep us in line.
Okay, now.
And then we have our next knit along starting, or I guess it already started because it's January now, and that is the Copycat knit along. You can also crochet, but we're calling it a KAL for the hashtag. So it'll be running from January through March, and the idea is to basically copy someone, shamelessly copy someone. So if you see some inspiring project, or if you see someone knitting like with this skein of yarn and you have that skein of yarn too, even if you knit a different project, but you're copying the yarn, just pretty much anything where you're using inspiration from someone's project to make your own project. And we're still working on prizes for this.
But you know, they'll be fabulous because it's Beth.
Honestly, I've thought, like, would it be fun to have someone like just pick something from my stash, but then is that tacky because it's like not new? Also,
fabulous.
What if they try to take one of my preciouses and I don't really want to give it away?
No. That would be sad.
To be determined for prizes. And then the hashtag for that one is going to be SK Copycat KAL. SK Copycat KAL. And that'll be for works in progress, finished objects, all of it. And then when it comes time for prizes, I'll just do my spreadsheet thing and find all the foes and make my list and go from there. So do you want to...
Copycat, I'm going to do the Susan B. Anderson smooth operator heel on some stripy socks. Yep. And you're going to be working on, well, you've got your project going, but also Stephanie could copy us because we're going to be using Lola Bean soon because Zombie Apocalypse. I have two skeins, so I'm going to make the kind of like a magpie quiver. My two. We'll see. That's my idea right now. That or ranunculus, but I've already got ranunculus, so.
I'm definitely knitting socks out of mine because that was kind of my idea, or my inspiration of having this as the prize, was that whoever gets it could knit with that too if they wanted to, which I know Stephanie will love those colors because they're super fun and bright and colorful.
Also, I have two skeins of 716 pulled out for this knit along, so if anybody wants to copy me on those, that's a thing. And I'm going to be a total teacher here in screen share. I'm so excited. It's the perfect time.
Well, you do that because I need to look up something on my phone to show.
This is the perfect time to do this project that I've wanted to do for 2 years, because speaking of Stephanie, she did this amazing sweater. That is the Silver Forest, I think. Yeah, Silver Forest.
I do not see what you are screen sharing. Oh, yes, I do now. I see it.
And immediately when she posted this, I was like, oh yeah, I've got to make this sweater. I never do this, but immediately I went ahead and put it in my favorites, put the pattern in my queue, and I'm gonna stop sharing to show you this. Went to Knit Picks and bought the exact same yarn.
That's really copying.
This is exactly, when you said your idea of this cowl, I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what I should do for this, because it's been sitting here in a bag for over a year, since like the week she finished it. I ordered this yarn because I have got to have a sweater in my life.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
%. So maybe I'll get to that. It definitely is going to happen this year, because I can't have that bag of yarn sitting there any longer. But ZK knit along.
I know.
Pulling all the skeins for that.
Yep, and I'm trying to like keep myself. I usually get way too into it, and I only do projects that are ZK bonus yarn, ZK bonus designer, and then whatever the challenge of the month is. So that really like narrows down what I can use from my stash, but then I have all this gorgeous yarn that I don't touch for 6 months out of the year. So this year I'm trying to like just knit what I want to knit anyway, and hopefully I get at least one bonus.
I'm saying that, but I'm also pulling out the
well, speaking of which, okay, so, and I did, okay, so here's Stephanie. This is Edible Thoughts Make Stephanie. How cute is she? And I asked her permission to share pictures, because I'm copying copying her project for the Copycat Cowl.
We both copying Stephanie. Just name this the Stephanie episode.
So this is the Hipster Shawl by Joji Locatelli. So she made this beautiful pink one, and I'd seen her wear it, and then I saw on Instagram recently she was wearing it outside, and it just looked so squishy and cozy, and it's a DK weight shawl, but it uses a lot of yarn, so I'm like, well, I don't have 3 skeins of DK weight laying around. Oh yes, I do. So this is 716 knit in the Your Face is a Poem colorway.
It's gorgeous.
It is. So I'm going to make a super bright, fun hipster shawl.
And call it.
Let's start that today. Yay. And it's in a Shop Knitting Nellie bag.
Nice. I went and shoved my other bag. I showed the off your bag. I have a problem. My name is Tracy, and I have a problem, and it's called pins.
You don't have a problem.
This is one of 3 bags that are housing my pins. Oh my gosh, I wish they didn't have this glitter, because they're all pretty amazing. Amazing. This one says, hello, my name is Regina Phalange. And then I chose Rose Apothecary for this one. I think I'm going to put the Moira Rose for, I think I'm going to put that one on my jean jacket so I can campaign for her all year.
Did you get those pins from me?
I did. I just got that box. It was exciting.
I was suddenly like, does she already have those, or are those from me?
Every year I'm surprised that we don't give each other the exact same gifts.
Oh, I worried about it this year, because I was like, I know she follows this person on Instagram, and I found this other account because of this person, and they have, that was the Firefly Serenity.
That's ridiculous.
Thing, and I was like, oh, Tracy found this too, and we're gonna double up.
Actually Googling for Serenity things, like stitch markers and stuff. I actually Googled for it and did not find it. Like searched it on Etsy and didn't find it. It's basically our logo for all intents and purposes. Insane. And then all of these little markers. And it was so cute.
I don't know why I didn't buy a set of those for myself.
I assumed you did. I have to send you some.
No. Well, so how many Firefly themed things have you opened?
I have the matching sticker. That might be it.
Okay.
Well, this is not Firefly themed. I got the crochet hook that said, you know what this is for? I went, what is this for?
Are you serious?
I assumed it was for my crochet blanket.
Yeah.
I first started. But it was just so funny. I was like, where's this for?
Crochet blanket. Come on.
And hopefully I will be able to start at CK 2021.
Yes. Oh, I hope so.
But yeah. Gosh, I love, yeah, oh my gosh, shawl pins. Love this bag.
Is that a fringe bag or does it just look like one?
No, it's oh my gosh, this is amazing. This one is from Thimble and Thread Make.
Okay.
She made our notions bags that we have that have the little seal on the back that are from Nottingham, England. And she is brilliant because she came up with this design where you have snaps. So you put your pins on the outside of your bag, but then they stay inside of, oh, you can't see that. They stay inside of the lining. So you never accidentally pull the backs off. And I haven't re-snapped it since I put a new one on yesterday. And I started looking like maybe I'll rearrange them a little bit more. So I haven't re-snapped it. I think that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
It's brilliant as having air come out so that mosquitoes can't come into your grocery store.
I love it. I feel like there's more. I'm just surrounded by all the pretty things.
Yeah, same. I feel like that's it. I need to give a shout out to Michael who brought me Starbucks before we got started today. He was a little disappointed he didn't get to be on the podcast handing me the Starbucks, but oh well.
Sorry, Michael. We can do our family episode and tell you all of our weird winter things.
Exciting.
I mean, we could go out on the pond and stand on the ice and do it from there.
We should do that for Vlogmas next year.
We have to save it a whole year? You know how long the list will be by then?
But then we can make it for the whole 24 days. And besides just getting the knitters, we'll get all the people who just like interesting facts about winter.
Oh, I love that.
All right. If you're a prize winner, get in touch.
Yes.
Everything should be in the show notes, we hope. Anything else?
Start your copycat plans.
Yay, I'm
You
excited.
see something pretty on Instagram or even something we're knitting or whatever, and you're like, ooh, I want to do that too. Go ahead.
Do it. Do it. All right. And we'll see you in about 2 weeks. Should we do the thing where we like look off screen so that people can't see you looking for the button? Everybody, look at her. Look at her. Bye.
Can subscribe. Yay, subscribe. Did you hold the button?